Welcome to another episode of Wait What? You Caught Me Mid Shit Talking Sentence. I'm
Yeah.
Luke Severide, and thanks for coming and hanging out. If you've never watched one of these Wait What shows before, it's an internet show. We're doing an internet show because there's no way to do an in-person show because the world is on fire. So what we're doing is basically a thing that I catch myself saying very often. You just be like, wait, what? Anytime I read the news or whatever, and I'm like, I get a little burnt out. So, but there's still a bunch of nonsensical things on the internet that make you go like, wait, what? And makes you take a second, you watch it again, try to comprehend. So I figured might as well make a show where we just take a bunch of those things, have a bunch of other comics come on, they bring their version of that, and we talk about it, we watch it, we talk a little bit of shit, we make some jokes, and we have some fun, we keep it positive, or at least try to, and go from there. But I'm just the main host, but I also have a co-host, and I would like to introduce my good friend and co-host, Greg Beechler.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on, man? Miami Vice, Needles and the Fat Man.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. I'm only wearing this because you're wearing that shirt.
I know, man. My son actually picked this out for me at the mall. He's like, I think you look good in that. I'm like, for real, this one with the leaves and shit, huh? He's like, yeah. So I'm like, all right, man. I'm gonna go with it. But it fits good. I like it.
It looks good, man. I saw it and I immediately got insecure and I was like, I gotta get tigers on my chest. What you caught me in the Gotta compensate. All right, man. So this is something that both you and I have talked on and off again for the last like week or so. And this was like in the last week, something that made me be like, wait, what? Because I know I am late to the party. I know I'm late to the party. I know you're late to the party too. But
way late.
Yo, dude, I watched Hamilton and I'm like, fucking what? This is so good.
For real. Man.
So good.
Like, so good. It was crazy. I didn't even want to watch it. My girlfriend and my mom were sitting there and they were watching it. And I was eating dinner. I was like, you know what? After dinner, I'm just going to go upstairs and watch some It's Always Sunny or some shit. 2 songs in, I'm like, what? I didn't even know all this about Alexander. This is amazing, dude. End of the show, I don't know, I cried twice. And then I've been running to the soundtrack every morning since then, dude. It's been like 2 weeks.
That's what blows my mind is that like this last month, you've decided to run like basically 5 kilometers every morning at like 4 in the morning, by the way. And you've been using a musical soundtrack to motivate yourself.
It's it. I haven't found anything better to run to my whole life, and that should say something. I don't watch musicals, man. It was fantastic.
Yeah, I was like, I gotta have halfway smart things. I can't just be like, it was good songs. I just enjoyed watching it because it was just like it was a reminder that like literally like the entire time America's been America, or even leading up to it, everyone's been bickering. I'm like, yo, that's just straight up American as hell. Is that everyone's like, we need to do it this way, and then a bunch of other people are like, that's wrong. And you're like, you're doing your freedom wrong, and then we fight about it. And I'm like, oh, cool. So we haven't changed. We're still up to the same shenanigans.
For sure. Didn't South Park do a whole episode about that? It's like, yo, we were having this exact same argument about wars when we started here. It's like, do you really want to go help France? No, man.
No, I'm pretty sure. Dude, everything. South Park's already done everything. Simpsons have already done everything. I'm pretty sure they've already done an episode of this exact same live streaming.
No.
We're doing.
But you know who really did it first was Hamilton and them. They really did it first. So Simpsons, they ripped them off. So yeah, you know, I like to hear the original story. It was great.
Yeah, and I looked it up a little bit. I haven't done all the research on it because it's like, you know, there's books and books to read. But it's just like, yo, man, why aren't we getting that? I mean, I'm not saying we need to be like having a musical in class to learn something, but it's just like they leave out so much like nitty gritty stuff and like just go all the way over it. And you're like, yo, man, if you kept all this weird fuckery in it, I think people would actually enjoy learning about history instead of just being like, yeah, this is boring. I want to move on.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. If all the sort of details, like, oh, everything was pretty much the same back then. I'm glad to see we as people haven't changed at all, really. You know what I mean? We have like certain progressive states, but basically we're still the same type of people, just arguing, trying to move up in status.
It's almost,
you know, just like they did back in the day in New York. They just did it differently. It was great. I don't know.
Just
I feel better about life.
Slightly less terrible wigs is all.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
We're going to move on to the next thing. This is kind of in line with what we were just talking about is people disagreeing, but I stumbled across this and it definitely made me be like, wait, what? Also, if you guys are watching right now on Facebook or YouTube, first of all, thank you. I appreciate your time for being here with us. Appreciate that. But if you like it, please like, heart, do all that stuff. You can laugh, react, or do whatever on the things, the internet. If you enjoy it, share with your friends or whatever. You can feel like say stuff. The producers will get us that information. We can maybe it'll be a part of the discussion if you want. And also, if you guys have things that you've come across on the internet that make you just pause and just be like, wait, what? And you want us to talk about it, or you want to talk about it right now, feel free. Comment. We'll see them. We'll do it. Okay, cool. We want to move on to the next one. I came across this video, and it's a bit much. All right, just play that clip.
It's coming, man. You can hold a face a long time.
This is Andy Iwancio, everyone. Thanks for being on the show, Andy. I asked you to just like give a clip or something like that of something that made you just cracked you up or whatever, and you sent a couple options and said that you had a story on this one, and I would love to hear the story because it reminded me of so many roommates I've had in the past. It's fantastic.
So all of those people were fake. They came to the show. They came to the show as a group of friends from Baltimore. They were part of like a art group, art band, some like noise rock outfit, some art kids or whatever, and they dreamt up everything and did it so they could just get some free money. And so they came with all of that, and like they had even more, but they were like part of the way into it. And Judge Judy could tell they were bullshit, but everything about that is so great. There's so many great beats in there. It's edited so well.
If I got excited on behalf of the video editor when like the back and forth, I'm like, oh, this is probably like a highlight of their week, just being able to clip that out like that. It was fantastic.
So they were not only fake, they were all friends, and they did it just to get the free trip to LA, and they got a per diem to like rent a car, so they got this like ridiculous red convertible. And like after the show, they did acid, then showed up in the convertible and parked in front of the building to see if they could like if the crew could figure out that they were fake. But then they like ended up not doing any. It's just so fucking funny. It's so good.
So like Judge Judy, like they were flown out there, like
yeah, they fly them out. They fly you out, put you up, pay you money. I have other friends who faked going on the Jerry Springer show, and that one was all my friends. My friend and all of her roommates. It was like 15 or 20 people, and they like went, and it was ridiculous. They kept revealing shit, and she was pretending to cry because she couldn't stop laughing. But she said that like all of the Jerry Springer shit, like all of that's like super fucking real. So yeah, like
that's what I thought, or I'd hoped, and just to make myself feel better staying home from school. Like I used to watch that all the time. Isn't that so insane that that's like just a thing we would watch all the time? Is just people being, you're like, hey, here's a rock bottom, enjoy.
Yeah, I can't believe we were like that, and like I think like especially Maury Povich. Maury Povich is like the like who's the father thing is like the weirdest 90s like gender reveal party. Like it was just a shittier not the father. It's like you're gonna disappear either way. Like I am the father.
And they would fake it.
Just gonna
they would fake it sometimes. Just to make it look good on the show, and then like send the real results later. Like, no, you really are the dad. We just wanted to see you dance and shit on stage. So sorry about that.
Yeah, sometimes they would do this thing where they're like dancing, and then all of a sudden you are the father, and then like the dude falls over. Like I miss it. I do miss it. I don't miss that or Jenny Jones or Donahue. I miss Ricky Lake. Ricky Lake was good. She's from Baltimore too. That one had a lot of Baltimore people on it, so it would get real wild.
But are her guests real?
Yeah, for the most part, those are real, except for like the makeover episodes. I think that's the shit that ended up being fake. Uh, as I've lived on the West Coast, I've met more and more people who have worked in TV, especially going to LA. And my friend's mom was really chill, and I was talking to her, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I used to live in LA." I was like, "What'd you do?" And she was like, "Oh, I worked for Supermarket Sweep." And so I had like 1,000 questions. So we went in. I was like, "Is the food real? Food's not real, but
Ah.
it's still." I know, right?
I mean, but
So
like,
I was like,
that would be so wasteful. Like every single day, like fresh produce and stuff like that.
"But
Like
that
that would
seems
be.
like some LA. That seems like some '80s LA shit." Like the only thing they don't waste in LA during the '80s was cocaine and touching kids. Like for the most part, like. But I was like,
What?
what'd you do in the off season? And she's like, oh, I give work around town. And she was like, I was like, where'd you work? And she was like, oh, Paramount. And she said, oh, in that I worked at that one hip hop label. And I was like, you worked for Death Row Records? And she was like, yeah. I was like, your boss was Suge Knight? And she's like, yeah, you regularly saw Tupac Shakur come into your office. And she was like, yeah, I I haven't been able to watch the movie Straight Outta Compton because there's this shot where it's all naked white women in Death Row Studios, and I can't stop but think that that's like my friend's mom. But
Nice.
it's
Is there any other talk shows that you know are complete and entirely phony? I do have to say I respect the hell out of the Maury Povich cameraman, or just whoever was manning the cameras, because when people booked it, they were like, "We are following you through the studio." Those things are heavy, man.
they would follow them out of the building too.
Yeah,
There's some dudes who would just go fucking screaming out of the fucking building.
and they would keep pace with adult human beings running full sprint. They're like, "I got a camera, I'll keep up." And you're like, "Yo, dude, what do you do for cardio? What's
Every day with Mari Povich is leg day. You know,
for real?"
like it's just in general. I miss that kind of TV madness. I like miss that kind of like anarchic. Like now we have like YouTube and World Star Hip Hop. That's like all we've got for just like fights. I like a good fight, but like
That's
a
our
fight
only.
in a talk show set is all I want.
You wanted a more palatable version of like a fight where it gets broken up after a second instead of just the raw street fights or phony baloney.
I know if I know they're on the show, they're getting money. So like at the same time, like they're probably getting paid more than some professional wrestlers.
Probably. Well, Ty, all
Professional.
right, we're gonna hop back on track and get back to what was supposed to be the first guest. Andy, please hang out, jump in if you feel like jumping in. Bring it back. All right. Next guest on this episode of Wait What is another Seattle comic, Quentin Jones.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Okay. I did want to say one thing. I had a friend who also was on Judge Judy, and yeah, it was, and like so I got to watch an episode of Judge Judy and know the background. And essentially, what happened was they were in an entanglement, and she gave him gifts. And then, like, when he tried to end it, she's like, all right, well, you owe me this, this, and this. And like, literally, she almost had like a transcript of, here's what I gave you while we were together. And she wanted like a refund on it because she bought him like, like car stuff for his car, stuff for his house. And he was just like, no. So they took him, like, they went to Judge Judy. He ended up winning. But even if he had lost, he still wouldn't have had to pay her because Judge Judy pays like whatever fees that, like, whatever they say you have to pay, you have to like Judge Judy pays it for you. So there's literally no risk. Like Andy said, if they're on a talk show, they're not gonna go broke. So don't feel bad about these people. Like, yeah, if they have to owe like $5,000.
No. Just writing the disclaimer, like, hey man, we give this person, like, they get the rest of the money. We actually pay them just to be here regardless. So
yeah, you get the mechanic.
Just
Yeah,
for
I'm
fun.
out of money because she shut down my truck business. I don't have $3,000. Judge Judy paid the $3,000 is what I'm trying to get at. So you don't have to worry about these people. But should I introduce my topic or
Feel
sure?
free. Go ahead.
Okay, so we're gonna on the same token of entanglement. I wanted to talk about the real discussion and just really the world is this Jada Pinkett Smith Will Smith stuff. Oh wait, there's a clip.
That's fast. You see
Real fast.
There we go.
Yeah. This love triangle, as you will. I don't see. Okay, here's my whole thing about it. I love Will Smith, so to just see him suffer for the 15 minutes of Red Table Talk was hard for me. For people who are unfamiliar with Red Table Talk, Jada Pinkett Smith like invites people, and then like say if you're in popular culture, she just grills you to a T. Like when like say T.I. was there and he had the whole weird thing about like wanting to see his daughter's hymen. She was like, well, why do you think it's appropriate to see her hymen? And she like really gets to the core of whatever's wrong with you. And then for her to bring herself to the red table and completely just try to, she literally made up a relationship category, which every fuck person, fuck girl, fuck boy, fuck in between will use forever, which is entanglement. Which makes sense because like I felt it in my spirit because that's what I want to tell people. Like, are you single? I'm like, yeah. Is anybody mad? I'm like, I mean, they can't really get mad, and it's so because we didn't say anything, but we doing something. So I felt that, but to see him get like the BS, but still like blow by blow of his wife having an extramarital affair about him was hard for me to watch. Have you seen anything about him?
I didn't know it was a 15-minute thing. I saw like an 8-minute video. So maybe I missed out. Did she like go into details? Because she just
so literally, like I said, when she puts people on the show, like they're like, why'd you think that's wrong? And she tries to get to like that core reason that people don't want to say. So Will Smith kind of like played the role of Jada for this one. He's like, what happened, Jada? And she was like, well, I really wanted to heal him. I was sick, he was sick, and we needed some deep healing, and we healed each other together, and we, and it felt good to feel good. I hadn't felt good in a long time. He's like, what's that mean? We're like, we're in an entanglement. And then everyone's like, what the hell does entanglement mean? That's not in the dictionary. Can you?
That
sounds like some hentai or something like that. And
it sounds like an affair in a Disney film.
That's where my mind went. So,
my question with that whole thing.
You say what?
Like, my question with that was she was talking about how he healed her, right? Like she was healing him because he was like he had a drug problem, and that was like her son's friend.
Yeah,
that was like Will Smith's son's friend, and she was a girl like on drugs, and he was like healing her and felt good. Like how would that go? I think it's a very different conversation, man.
Oh no, I mean we're not getting to the whole. What if Will Smith had been with one of Willow's friends? Like, yeah, it was real good. I had to get real deep to heal her. I had to get real deep. And it felt good for me too.
Like, yo, what the
you wasn't there for me. You wasn't there for me either, Jada. Yeah, I needed her when she was. Yeah, so, and then it's funny because, like you said, if we flip it, Will Smith's a piece of crap. But then there are so many women who are like, yeah, Jada, I feel you. You need to be healed. These men need to step up. Men need to realize what made you cheat on him. What drove you to want to heal somebody else. I'm like, what?
Well, I also picked up from like watching it that it was like he cheated on her too. Like just they use such like fun, not quite saying the thing.
Yeah. So they say, I mean, you can like just watching the family over the years, like you see Willow and you see Jaden Smith, and just the fact that Jaden Smith wore like a white Batman suit to Kanye's wedding, it didn't make sense in like 2013. But looking at how this household is ran, it makes sense. Because they just kind of, we're not this, we're like some 2020 hippy dippy next level relationship stuff, but then they still have like basic like cis het relationship, monogamous problems. Like, hey, but you still slept with somebody else. We need to get to the bottom of this.
I thought it was weird that they needed to make it a spectacle. Like,
so here's the background of it. What's his name? August Alsina. He came out and said that he slept with Jada 2 years ago, and people wrote it off. But then he did like some interview, and so from his perspective, like this man he wasn't just saying, yeah, I was in the entanglement with Jada. This man literally said verbatim, if I died right now, I could die knowing that I felt true love. That is what he said about being with Jada. And then for Jada to just write him off as some young fling was just cringe.
Out of here, man. You know that crushed his soul. He wrote a song about it on his last album, but no one gave a fuck. I hope people look it up now.
Oh, it's brutal, man. He's like, "You're the love of my life. I could die right now. I know, knowing that I've experienced."
He literally said, "I could die right now. If I died right now, I would know true love. We were in love. We were in a relationship." And then he even on top of that said, "I got Will Smith's blessing."
Wow. So what's really going on?
Yeah. So then have Will Smith just give this bewildered look, like half of this was new information to me. Like, oh, I said you could heal him. I didn't know it went that deep. And then
I said you could heal
him. There was some sexual healing. That's what I really wanted to. That's what they should have put in the background. Let's get it on.
Oh my God.
That's the wrong song. What is it? Sexual healing. Who makes that? I'm young. Someone on chat tell me the sexual healing. I'm a 90s baby.
But I mean, okay, this might make me sound
there
like,
it is. When I get that feeling, I need sexual healing. Yeah,
harmony.
Both of them needed apparently.
We've all had nights where we drank too much and went and ended up healing somebody we didn't know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
After getting your spouse's approval.
How many songs do you think somebody's like have written about you didn't even know about because they loved you and you didn't? You're like, oh man, I was just, I was healing her real quick, and then I have a song about me on the internet. It was just a one night thing. I didn't know it was that deep. Damn. Now I feel bad for this guy.
I've never gotten a song. I got 4 weeks worth of tweets after a breakup. And that's how, and all I could think of after that was, that's how I know she cared. If you break up with somebody and you don't get like some strong hate tweets, they didn't care about you. You weren't important.
You got to get some jokes out of the breakup.
Exactly. You got to get some heat.
But then, I mean, maybe that's also why she's making the video of it. Because I don't know, it just seemed weird, like just to watch it and not know anything about it. Just be like, why am I watching these two famous people go, I did it wrong, but I wasn't happy, but I'm okay, but I did it wrong, but it's okay, you're fine, I'm fine, you've done it too. Anyways, we're great. Anyways, pay attention to us. Bye.
They have like a movie coming out or something?
I don't know, man. Are they bored because they can't like act in front of a camera? So they're like, we're gonna set this up. We're gonna talk about the thing we've already figured out. Because then content is king. Because like I said, they weren't gonna do it. It was written off. But then he does like this the August Alsina, the extra guy or the main guy, however y'all want to look at it. He does a tell-all because Jada completely cut him off. Like she won't answer his calls, blocked him on all social media, and he made a song about her, and she didn't even like it on YouTube. That's dirty. Like, to just go from I'm in love with you to just nothing. It's painful.
Ooh, yeah, but did she even say that? Or he's like most guys, that like, some girls will hang out with you twice and then they're like, oh man, she loves me for sure. I don't know how it could be any deeper than what we got right now. So you've been talking for...
Do you think Jazzy Jeff's in the corner just watching?
That was Jazzy Jeff wasn't doing his job. He should have been there snitching. And then like I think August Alsina threw Jazzy Jeff out. Like, yeah, you ain't supposed to be doing that. Ah! Random Fresh Prince of Bel-Air fact. Every time Jazz got thrown out of a scene, he had to wear the same outfit because they didn't want to keep cutting him getting thrown out the house. That's how big of a Will Smith fan is. I know that.
I knew that, man.
Oh, that makes complete sense.
His shirt kind of looked like Luke's, but we're not going to talk about that.
Why aren't we going to talk about it? If there's ever a time to talk about my shirt, it is when I'm currently wearing it.
Like when I see your shirt, man, that's what's up.
Like if I saw your shirt for the first time, I hope I'm sober. Like you couldn't be on any hard drugs. And look at you, hear how you talk, and then look you in and look at that shirt.
Hey man, that's waiting to happen. The start of a great friendship. Maybe you would learn some things about reading a book by its cover.
That's your cup. Actually, that fits you very well.
Thank you.
I get a lot of I can everything I know about you, and then that shirt it just brings it together.
You're welcome.
You look like a biology teacher trying to be cool to his students on Casual Friday.
Dude, I would.
You look like you killed a 50-year-old woman and skinned her moo from her body.
Am I both of those? Is that what I do on the weekends for fun to feel alive?
All of these.
Skinned it off her and then stitch it to yourself. Gross, dude.
That'd be gross. I don't wear that.
You would give that shirt to the Salvation Army and then watch who buys it. And if you didn't like who bought it, you beat them up and then give it back again.
Nah. That wasn't good for myself.
Nah. You're not worth this shirt. Give it back.
Awesome. All right. Let's move on. Unless you guys have anything else you want to say on that.
No.
Cool. All right. This was going to be the video we did earlier. Yeah, it is played. It's just craziness being crazy.
Oh, it's still me. Hi.
Look at this. No, don't touch the sign. I will not touch the sign. Don't touch the sign. Because Black Lives Matter wants to get rid of Oreo cookies. No, those are black. No, the Oreo cookies, Nabisco, Chips Ahoy, all of it. They want no more Keebler elves. There are people with white suits and butterfly nuts waiting for you at the corner over there. They're going to take you straight to Bellevue. There'll be somebody there to give you medicine that you really need. Get into the end. Hillary Clinton is working to try and take away your Oreo cookies. Wake up, America!
Man, that guy was obviously trolling that dude hard. That's great.
I don't know, man. Those eyes.
Did you read his sign? The guy's like, whether policemen are defending your life or an Oreo cookie and all this shit. So dude just started going off on Oreos and like Nabisco just to fuck with that guy. I'm telling you, he's not crazy. He's just bullshitting with it.
I don't know. Like, I get it. He's wearing a mask, so he at least has that much like going for him. But
he's not covering his nose, so he loses points.
Yeah, but it's not like it was out of context. That dude had Oreo cookies on his sign, and he just started yelling at him about the like Nabisco and shit. Like, oh, this is what's happening. Just fucking with that guy. I'm telling you, he's trolling that dude hard.
I don't know. If you guys that watch the show, please tell us what you think, if he's trolling or not. But I know this is terrible to hope for, but like I hope that dude's a real person a little bit, just to be like willing to yell about cookies. Like,
if that dude's a real name, you know he made a sign that said Nabisco, the real N-word.
I know, Luke, I can kind of understand why you think he's a real person, because living in Seattle has made me like not give anyone the benefit of the doubt anymore. I have seen, when you see a grown man take a dump on a like child's play area, you just kind of say anything is possible. So that's why I'm with Luke. I don't think he's messing with him, because there is somebody has a capacity to really think the whole crux of coronavirus and Black Lives Matter is to go after Nabisco. Someone believes that in their heart.
That's what I'm saying. You gotta
take a screenshot of that guy's sign, dude, and just read
it. I didn't read the sign. I was listening, but Seattle.
Read the sign. The dude holding the sign has something about Oreo cookies in it. So the guy's like, Oreo cookies are trying to fuck, just like flipping out on this dude. And then the dude walked away. I think he achieved what he wanted.
So maybe that's
Anthony Acuna looking dude in the red hat was like talking like, hey, here's some stupid shit. And the guy's like, look at this, and just went nuts on him. I thought it was funny. I was like, I appreciate the way he did it.
Okay.
Or maybe it was two kindred souls that found each other.
He end him to death.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay, so either he's a crazy person and he's dealing with that, or he's knowingly like you literally have to out crazy stuff like that. You have to just go, you yes and them to death. Like you just have to escalate in ways where you agree with them and show the absurdity.
That dude had so many words on his hat, on his shirt, on his jacket, on his sign. Like you get 12 words tops before I check out. It's just always conservatives having shirts with 18 different fonts that says like, I'm a stepdad. I don't care about your bullshit, snowflake. I love the child that my new wife has, and I'm going to love them. God bless America.
It's the weird sign.
What he just told us is that she has the attention span of a TikTok viewer. That's what she really just told us. She only gets 12 lines, and that's it.
No, man, I agree. Like, you shouldn't be able to be. If you're that scared of like losing your freedom of speech, like you don't need to be like plastering all your statements across your body. It's unnecessary. It's absurd. It's like it's bumper stickers on your car says the guy who has a bunch of tattoos. That's a different story. This means nothing.
Well, you're in a protest. You need a 3-word chant, and that's
3 syllables.
not a 15-word chant.
Nabisks.
We will not
Okay.
allow you to treat us in a way that we do not want it to be treated, and you better not, or we have guns. Doesn't roll off the tongue.
And guns.
What's the Oreo chant? What's the chant that you're gonna do if Nabisco is really being this malicious behind your back? What's the Oreo chant?
Here we go. Oreos can't go. Oreos can't go. There he is.
Can't go?
No, see, then I feel bad because like I used to get called that a lot as a child by other black dudes like Quinn because I'm like half white. So I'd be like, "Oh, you talking to me, man? I don't know what to say anymore." Because that's like a derogatory term for mixed people. So I'm not sure when they say Oreos can't go. I'm like, what? Hold on.
So I guess Quinn's saying you can't go, man. That's not cool.
Yeah. He had that chant ready.
I'm specifically talking about you going to theme parks. Oreos can't go. We can't have y'all there confusing the people that work there. No, you try to
you try to understand racism and you weren't very good at it.
Yeah, no.
I like that you weren't good at racism though. That's good, man.
Yeah.
That's what's up. He's not even.
I'm really bad at all isms. I just evaluate everyone as they're a piece of shit or not. And then if someone of a not privileged identity I think is a piece of shit, then I'm like, damn, now I can't treat them like they're a piece of shit. Because they're not gonna know that I think they're a piece of shit. They're gonna think that I hate them for who they are. And it's like, you kind of disclaimer that. Like, can I just do that? Like, you're a piece of shit and then hit you? Like, you can't do that? No.
Probably not, man. I mean, I do think you just basically said I'm not racist. I hate everybody. Like you did never. I've known plenty of racist people that are like, no, I'm not that. I judge everyone as an individual. But coincidentally, a lot of the individuals happen to be not like me.
If we were to make a chart of how many people, it's conveniently black people, but that's not because it's black people.
It's a coincidence.
Did you a white dude with a shaved head really say that you know a couple people who are racist?
I mean,
racist. A lot of my friends are racist.
Quentin, stop turns, motherfucker. He says to defend himself from being racist by telling the black dude to shut the fuck up.
You got a Boogaloo shirt on. That's what that is.
Oh, dude, they ruined it. Fuck, I hadn't even thought about this. This is a Boogaloo shirt.
They ruined.
Okay, they added more reasons to why it's ruined. For those of you who don't know, Boogaloos are a bunch of white people, not exclusively white dudes, but a whole lot of dudes that carry big guns and wear fun shirts like this. And I'm reacting to Greg's nice shirt. I'm sorry, I don't have a big gun. Anyways, what I was saying, no, I growing up, I grew up in the suburbs. Of course, you're gonna run into racist people, and you hear that sort of explanation where they're like, "I'm not this, but anyways, here's a bunch of hateful shit," and you're like, "Oh, tight, that's tight."
I've also met lots of racist people, man.
What have you not met racist people, Andy?
I'm from Baltimore. I've met racist people.
Okay, cool.
But they're all in Virginia and Pennsylvania.
Oh, none of them are in Baltimore?
There are. They're mostly cops.
And Quinn should know, man, he's from Michigan. Like, if you leave any, like, city area, it's just, like, racist. Like, extreme racism in the city area.
You got Flint, and outside of that is racism. That's just how it goes. It's like so it's like anytime I want to go to a mall, there's racists there. That's just that's Detroit for you. If you want to go to where the Jays don't have a long line, there's racism there. That's how it works.
You got to deal with some people straight calling you some hard words, bro. I was in Port Arthur once at a gas station, and the dude just like, "Aren't you on the wrong side of the bridge?" N-word, like it was nothing. I was like, "Oh my god, I think I am. I should leave."
Oh, you supposed to say 8 Mile. Like, you're on the wrong side of 8 Mile, boy. I just want my Jordans and I'm leaving. That's Detroit.
I got to walk across 8 Mile when I went to Detroit to do a show a couple months ago. Those streets are so fucking wide. They're so wide. Have you like? Is that just for all the cars, or y'all
Mile
been
roads
there?
for a reason.
I don't know if it has anything to do with cars, but I do remember the first club I ever did in Michigan. I went in there, I was like, wow, these tables are really spread out. And he's like, well, we got some wide people here in Michigan. I don't know if that's right. I don't know if that translates
That's
to cars.
I say that fits, man. That tracks.
Space.
Every time I go home to visit, I'm like, oh my God, that's right. Washington, one of the fittest states.
Because we're all commons. We've all been in rooms where they just like packing like sardines, but not in Michigan. You get leg room at the comedy clubs in Michigan. It's a nice change of pace.
People having to buy 2 seats for the comedy show.
Not in Michigan. You get one, and you get an extra cushion.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. It's kind of like like a wider. It's kind of like the pregnancy donut. You get that if you're a little wider for base.
That's good. Well, this is sort of a segue because we're talking about comedy clubs. Now that like stand-up comedy is just no more, what have you guys been doing to scratch that itch?
I've just been doing Zoom shows and doing all the podcasts. I can finally annoy all my friends in different cities to do their podcasts because of Zoom and shit. But other than that, I've just been working and DJing. That's about it.
How's the DJing going right now?
It's good. I do 2 live streams on the weekend. It's nice to have something else creative to do, but I've just been annoying the fuck out of my coworkers with jokes. That's just about it. I'm insufferable right now.
You're like you're gone back to the stage like before you started stand up, where you're like, I'm funny, I need to get it out. I need to bug everyone around me.
Kinda, yeah. I don't know. We've got a bunch of weird ass new coworkers and shit, and yeah, because we worked through all of this. I don't have anything interesting to add there. I didn't say I was making good jokes to my coworkers. Clearly not. If you see how rusty I am.
You're doing all right. You're doing fine, Andy. But that is weird. Like that sounded so sarcastic, and like, no, man. It's like, dude, comedy is straight up a muscle, and I haven't like been using. I used to be like, it's like going to the gym like 5 nights a week, and then you're just like, gyms are closed, and you're like, cool, I guess I'll just atrophy. It's weird. Like we're doing this sort of thing, and like this is good, but it's not the same. We're making each other laugh. There's like a strange delay. It's just slightly off, but it's like, yeah, man, we gotta have fun. Also, people can't really be leaving their house going to see live shows in Washington. As of like a couple days ago, everything
literally don't remind me. Like I lost like 4 shows. I lost 5 shows in the next 2 weeks.
Aww.
Yeah. I'm like extra salty. And I found out Sunday, they're like, yeah, so this is the last show here. So all the other shows, they're gone. And I was like, and I was looking forward to them. I like started to like, get back in shape for comedy. Dead, gone.
Yeah, man, you shouldn't have gotten your hopes up. You should have seen the writing on the wall.
Stay in the shame pit that is comedy, and then just. but for me, I've made a TikTok. I've been trying to like put out more content on like skits, like short skits, just to get that creative itch out. Funny thing happened to me today. I have some like famous friends, but they're like journalists, and one of them, he's like one of the key people in Black Twitter. So I text him. I'm like, yo, I don't know if you saw my video, but retweet it. And he's like, yeah, it's funny, but But he's like, I can't retweet it because it looks like I'm fat shaming you, because the theme of the video is shirts not fitting after 4 months of quarantine because I got fat. He's like, no, I follow too many people who are body positive, like think I'm trying to hate on you. So it was that was an interesting.
Yeah,
I'm trying to get my fame healthy.
That's a fun thing about being self-deprecating, is that you can't shit on yourself because then someone's gonna think you're somehow shitting on them. It's
like I've lost almost 20 pounds in the last like month or so, and now I'm kind of getting like the pushback, because before it's all fat jokes and you want to lose weight, but now that I'm losing weight, they're like, oh, you must have hated yourself. You can love yourself when you're 100 pounds overweight too, and I'm like, but I don't. So there's like less encouragement to lose weight now. They're like, no, go back to being fat. That's how we like you. We don't want to see you improve.
Okay.
So
Yeah, Greg, Andy, feel free.
I'm type 1 diabetic, so like I've actually had like I was in a break room once and I wanted like a small piece of cake just because I have it. I was a maintenance guy, and this lady really got in my face about cutting a smaller piece already because she thought I was body shaming her somehow because I didn't want to like. What the fuck are you talking about, man? Are we insane in these streets? What is going on?
It's like, oh, you saying
like,
my piece of cake is fat?
That, like, I'm trying to control my chronic illness that I've had since I was 12, but you're mad at me because like I wanted a smaller piece so I don't fuck myself, man. I was so mad. I was like, man, go fuck yourself. Anyone who even talks like that, for real. If you have a problem,
cut this smaller piece and then turn to her and say, "Rest is yours."
Yeah, like, hey, I'm sorry, I didn't want to take more. You look like you wanted that. Sorry. No, I didn't do any of that shit. No, I didn't do that. I just cut it and left. It was fucking crazy. That was the craziest interaction I've ever had in my life. Now that I think about it, man. Thanks for bringing that up, Quentin. People shaming you.
Some people that get offended, and you're like, you know what? That's legit. And there's other people. It's like, why is this about you? Like, what? How did this become about you? Oh, you losing weight? You calling me fat? What? Huh?
I've seen it happen a bunch of times. It's because, dude, everyone doesn't want to have to think about their own bullshit.
You know, you doing push-ups. You're saying you're better than me? What?
Yeah, I mean, maybe not you, but I'm better than yesterday me that didn't do this many push-ups. So, like, maybe look in the fucking mirror and deal with your own shit, figuratively, literally. I just said pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. That's fun.
Or not, man. Just don't worry about what I'm doing.
Don't worry about what I'm doing.
Okay. All right. Well, on that note, are we all in agreement? We should be able to do jokes? No, I'm not going to make anyone agree. It's just absurd to demand someone not. You're like, you're not eating enough sweets for me to feel okay today. That's horseshit. Sure. But that's a shame. Maybe do a video where you don't fat shame yourself too much, and then you'll get a retweet.
Yeah, I got to do that. But my whole thing for my videos is because I'm getting in shape. It's kind of like the struggle of getting in shape.
Yeah.
So it's like watching like super fit people trying to do the same thing and messing up. Or so it's not intended to be fat shaming. My goal is to make fitness accessible. But everyone's like, yeah, no, you just look fat. I'm like, thanks.
Yeah. And just do you, man. People follow you who want to follow you, man. People are gonna connect with you. They're gonna resonate you, man. People are gonna hate you regardless, man. So don't worry about it. If you think it's funny, fucking do it, man. What else are you doing?
Nothing. After that is Xbox and naps.
There you go, bro.
I've had a couple of friends of mine get into TikTok, and I'm just like, I can't do it. I'm 38. It's not. If you're 38 and getting into TikTok, you're either a pedophile or having the weirdest ass midlife crisis.
Hold on. Okay, well, hold on.
Where you realize you're a pedophile.
Because one of the biggest TikTokers is Jason Derulo. I just want to see how old he is since you brought it up.
All right. Well,
you're only 30? Damn. Okay, he's been around a while. Never mind. No points to be made.
Okay, I gotta land this plane. All right, you guys. Well, thanks all three of you being on the show. Greg is a regular co-host, but Quentin Jones, Andy Aloncio, thank you for being on the show. If you guys enjoyed them, please follow them on Instagram, Facebook, all that fun stuff. You'll be able to find their name, their handles and stuff. It'll be in the description. And also on where is it? Yeah, we go. On this is on the network of a Big Laugh Comedy Network. If you guys enjoy this, follow their page, or if you're on this page, hello. Hopefully see you guys again. And tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific and 8 p.m. Central, they have a show, Triple Threat. I've been on it twice. Greg's been on it twice. It's fun. It's a good show. You guys should check it out. And yeah, there's going to be there's a Patreon page. If you guys enjoy this, you can subscribe. We're trying to make some money. We're trying to make some things, give you something to do in your spare time. Watch us be silly in our homes and your homes. And yeah, we'll be back next week at 7 p.m. Pacific, and then 9 p.m. Central. And we're going to leave you on a high note. See you next week. Bye.
See y'all.